Pow!
Kerplop!
Boff! Welcome everybody to the Table of Heroes. It's the Uncanny Comic League. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Jason. Today we're going to look over 4 titles that we've recently had in our pickups from the last couple weeks, and just try to give a little more insight into it. First one, there's a number 1. It just came out this 2 weeks ago, I believe. Is Cyberforce. Look at that one. I think it's Image / Top Cow that released that one. Picked it up. It looked interesting. I gave it a go. Overall, it was okay. It was a little wordy.
Yeah, there's it seems like there's a girl, this main girl here in the middle is running from this group called the Shock. And what the Shock is, they seem like there's some sort of force. And the people that she runs into, I can't remember all their names. If we can show the panel up, we'll put it on the table and show you them. But they were part of that Shock organization. They went rogue, and now I guess they're seen as terrorists. So she meets them in a room there in this book.
Yeah, she's running into
she's running, and she falls into a sewer, and she runs into one of them, and he brings them to the team of them. At first they're really skeptical, so here's where that is where she's meeting them, and she meets this guy underneath the water, and this girl for some reason knows everything about everybody in the team.
Well, she's the daughter of one of the more powerful corporate owners. Like, her mom is one of the biggest powers on the planet, and so we know she's running from it. She's trying to get away, and they really want to get her back, but not a whole lot is revealed as to actually what's going on. I thought the artwork was pretty good, as you can see there, but overall the story, it just took a little while to go. I mean, I like wordy stuff,
how it
right?
left off at the end.
Basically, then at the end, they've created it where we're not sure. It looks like they've even killed everyone.
Yeah.
All the main characters they took 30 pages to introduce just look like they're done.
They're done. Yeah.
I'm assuming since there's an issue 2, that's not the case, but. I definitely want to see how they're going to take the story forward from there.
Yeah.
So overall, again, I think I might pick it up next week. I'm not entirely sure, but overall, I give it about a 6.5.
I'd say I would give it a 6 as well. I think that's fair. There's a lot going on, a lot of stuff that's not really explained yet. It's very wordy, and yeah, the 6 is a fair judgment.
Yeah. So there you go, Cyberforce, number 1.
So we will move on to the next number 1 of the week. This one here, folks, I'm sure is anticipated. We'll get it out. Talon number 1. And this is, again, in our haul video, we briefly talked about it, but in this review video, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth. This is from the pages of the story from Batman, Night of the Owls. And Calvin Rose is the Talon, and what you see him here at the beginning, this is not even when he's the Talon. This is just what he does. He's sneaking around trying to get some answers, basically about the Court of Owls, because he found out that they're still alive. And to him, he's finding about the news how the Batman and the Batman Incorporated were fighting against the Court of Owls in Gotham. And basically, as well, he runs into one of them. You want to add to anything, Jay? This is here is when he runs into the female version of the Night Owl. That's one of their good guards that's trying to get rid of him or kill him because he's considered a traitor.
Yep. And then, the issue does a good job of setting up this new Talon character. He meets his Alfred equivalent.
Yeah. Closer,
yeah, someone who's was at least had prior knowledge of the Court of Owls and was able to infiltrate their information system, and he knows a hell of a lot more about what's going on than anyone else seems to.
And Calvin Rose was really skeptical of talking to him. Like, he was very physical with them, but his version of Alfred is convinced that together they can bring down the Court of Owls because he's been studying them for so long, and he has the right. He feels he has the right technology and things to take him down. So basically, at the end, he tells them how they're connected, tell him how he knows about him here. And at the end, we get our little teaser and bang, they agree to become a team, and here's where he tries on the suit for the first time. And he's like, all right, let's do this pretty much.
Yeah, he basically spells it out for him. It's one of those where, oh yeah, I'm going to choose to do this, but there's not much of a choice involved because the court knows that he's back in play.
Mm-hmm.
If he had just kept running and stayed away, he would have been fine, but now that he's back in Gotham and now that the court knows he's there, he knows he can't just jump on a plane and leave because they'll follow him wherever he goes and kill anyone that he ever loved, so...
And his, I know I keep saying his version of Alfred. I'm not even sure if they said his name or not, but I can't remember it. But either way, the reason why he selected him because he's the first one to escape the owls, and he has a specific set of skills because he's like stealthy. He can steal. He can sneak. He believes the combination between the both of them can have what it takes to take out the owls. Overall, you know what? As an origin story, Jay, I liked it, and I'm looking forward to number 2. And if I'm going to give it a rating, I'm going to give it a, what do we say?
7.5.
7.5?
Yeah.
7.5 sounds about right.
Definitely above average, a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, and it's Snyder, so I mean, he hasn't disappointed in a year.
Yeah.
I don't even think on a single issue that he's been writing, at least that I've been reading.
I guess I have to add, on the Talon here is there could be a lot of pressure on it because what it's spun out of, right?
Yeah.
To perform. So it's interesting to see how it is. Again, Talon #1 review. And we got another one for you.
Instead of we got 2 that just started, here's one that just ended, although it's written by the same guy.
Yeah, Scott Snyder.
It's Mr. Snyder. American Vampire, Lord of Nightmares, which was a 5-issue run. There's the last one right there. Came to a conclusion because he was also writing regular American Vampire. Yeah. Lord of Nightmares changes it up, and the main characters aren't vampires. They're the humans, the people in charge of protecting us from them coming back and murdering us all.
Yeah.
Which didn't work out so well for at least 4.5 issues. There's a lot of people dead. There were the whole series. They were the Lycans, the werewolves.
It really felt like Underworld. This one was the final showdown.
Yeah.
And it was brutal on, if you want to show, I mean, we can just show you some of the panels here.
Yeah.
So you can see this. Really did not know that the kid had that in him as well.
Yeah. There you go. There's some of the pain.
Yeah, some of the pain.
Definitely, I mean, the world didn't end. We'll let you know that. Yeah. So obviously they stopped him, but it was not without sacrifice. That's for sure. You know, a lot of people had to die to stop this thing. It was basically like nightmares coming back from the past and trying to destroy the world. Fantastic book, all 5. I'm sure the trade will be out soon. I definitely recommend to pick it up. And then overall, the series was solid. I'd give it an 8, maybe even an 8.5. And I give the same rating for that issue.
I would give that an 8.5 too. And I just want to add one more thing. What was cool here at the close to the end, because they're trying to protect this kid, and this kid gets surrounded by this guy, and it looks like he's gonna get taken out. And then the panel changes, and you come back, and the kid did all the dirty work. And they're like, "Oh, come here, my hero." So
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely an 8.5 out of 10. And in a trade, I definitely think it's worth picking up. I'd even pick it up. So yeah.
Lucky for me, I already got the issue.
Scott Snyder doing it again.
Good man, and he's doing Superman now.
Too, yeah, Man
I'm
of
sure
Steel,
we'll be talking about.
Jim Lee. Well, I'll be buying that, so don't you guys worry. It'll be in our videos for sure. And the final review of the day is Justice League Dark 13. I've been saying for a long time since the New 52 started, I've been in love with this series the entire time. To me, there's not been a drop-off point. I've liked every arc. I know some people weren't big on the vampire arc.
I don't know what you're
but I liked it. And this one here is a continuation from the Black Box in the House of Secrets.
Yeah.
So basically, if in Justice League Zero was telling you about Nick, who is a guy who trained Zatanna and Constantine and was dating Zatanna, and one thing led to another, and Zatanna fell for Constantine. That's neither here or there. But I just thought I would add that. So anyways,
Well,
but
certainly
last
has
time,
bearing on this issue.
yeah, when we get to that in the end, like, so this was the kid from a while ago that Xanadu went back, and she thought he had enough power to help them defeat this mega evil and the Black Box or the House of Secrets. They thought this kid would be a good ally, but however, this kid gave his power away. So he says, so she has to end up saving him from Faust, which she does, no problem. So anyways, so we continue on, and last time we left off, I was telling you how Zatanna and Constantine, and each of them, Zatanna and Constantine, Orchid and Constantine, Zatanna and Deadman, were in altercations with entities, and this is where it left off from 12. They take care of the entity, they trap him in a cage, beautiful move, fan of it. Right, Jay? Did you like that?
No, it was good. I like that they were able to pull back on the previous plot arcs. It's not like, oh, he got access to the Black Room and, well, that was really good for him. We'll never touch it on again. They didn't take long to go like, well, now Constantine's got a whole new bag of tricks that he can use. Probably more powerful than ever.
Yeah, it looks like it. And then the way Deadman and Zatanna dealt with their entity, he flew inside him and found the core of this forest, small thing looking.
He took over a forest.
Yeah, and he took over a forest, so he found him, became him, trapped him, which was helpful. So this is where things start to get turned. Now they see the secret house. They go in there and lo and behold, Nick shows up. What, Nick? What are you doing here? She's surprised.
Yeah, he was supposed to have been dragged down to hell, and
exactly.
Pretty much assume guys don't come back
from that. And he comes back powerful with the traitor. If you guys remember him, Dr. Miss, he's a traitor. Apparently he'd do whatever it takes to save his family and sacrifice, blah, blah, blah. Cliche. Don't like him.
Yeah,
so anyways,
for that villain.
So Nick is obviously more powerful than all of them because Nick taught two out of the four that are there. So he handles them. In other words, he takes control and he takes Zatanna right here from Constantine. And that was the only way apparently to save their lives because he was going to kill the group and Zatanna gave in and said she would go with him.
That way it gives them a fighting chance.
Exactly.
They can still stop them from getting the books of ancient magic that'll pretty much give them unlimited power. At least that's how it's advertised.
Yes, at this point that's what we know. And he takes her, and obviously Constantine doesn't like it, so he's going to follow. And they're traveling, like you can zoom in on these panels, this is great artwork. They're traveling in their houses, there's the House of Secrets. And apparently Nick has one because he's good as well with magic. So then anyways,
he learned a few tricks while he spent his time underground.
He gets them. And they cross, that's where we end off. So, while they were chasing Nick in both their houses, his magic made them crash. So Constantine, Orchid, and Deadman were in that house, and that's where we're left off. It's a great cliffhanger. It was an excellent read.
Yeah.
And you know what? I will give this issue 8.5 out of 10.
I'm going that range in 8.5. Overall, the series is probably closer to a 9.
Yes.
It's been phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know. Obviously, I had the issues with the vampires, which I'll mention time and time again.
You had the issue with the vampires.
But since then, smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing. So, hey guys, this is it for our first review video at the Table of Heroes, Jay. We did it, 4 titles with your ratings. Hopefully you guys got what you wanted from there. And it is a review video, so there is going to be spoilers. And that'll be it for this time around. I'm Ryan.
I'm Jason, and we'll see you next time.